Hello, my tasty, tenacious Taurus. Welcome, welcome. It is Sachi, and we are going to be doing some guided healing this month. So thank you very much for all of your support and likes, Taurus. You are #1 this month, so you will be getting a bonus reading later mid-April. So keep your eye out for that, and also keep an eye out for voting on what you want your bonus reading to be, whether you want it shamanic, which, focuses on what your goal is for that month, or twin flame. All right, so this is what came out in the cleansing ceremony, Taurus. We had the Queen of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Tower. So this was telling me that there is someone that you've dealt with. It's possibly an air sign or an older feminine. But someone either lied to you, didn't keep their word, or a contract basically fell through. With the Seven of Wands in reverse, it's like you no longer wanted to fight with them. It felt like you're sort of just kind of like stepping away from it. And we have the Tower, of course, which is extreme upheaval, that there was a Tower moment where things have come crashing down. So you may have decided to leave. This is the story of Lot. So it's like, the angels come and say, hey, get out of here before destruction comes. And I feel like that's kind of what happened to you, is like, all right, I need to get out of here before this Tower moment actually happens, because it feels like that there's that Tower moment that's coming. We have Golbat using Leech Life. Golbat is, vampire spirit. This is a psychic type, so it does seem like it's a psychic vampire that has been leeching your life for quite some time. All right, so we are doing guided healing. Another thing that was voted on. So if you're interested in determining what we do for the month, I do voting on my Instagram and my stories. So, keep an eye out for that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what emotional depths are you in terms of whatever wound you are healing. And then we're going to look into what is keeping you stuck in those depths. And then we're going to look into how to bring you to shore, how to get you unstuck. And then we'll look at some advice for healing this wound. All right, Taurus, let's see. What emotional depths are you in? Wow, okay. Quite a bit. If you heard, that was a ka-chang, right? That was pretty loud. Hit my water glass, and it's the Knight of Wands. So yeah, this can definitely be a, I feel like this might be a person that you've dealt with. Knight of Wands can be S-E-X-U-A-L, partner that's not explorer that's not serious about commitment. This can be a come and go type energy. This is actually Francis Drake? I'm not sure, but it's a conquistador basically who, enforces manifest destiny. So this is someone who believes, I have moral superiority in some sort of way, and I am going to take this boat, go to other places, and force people to believe in what I believe, right? If not, then they are slaughtered. So it does seem like that you've dealt with someone who's kind of tyrannical like this, who has that notion of manifest destiny. Coming out stuck is the Two of Swords. Yeah, so it looks like there's really no communicating with this person. They could have left you out in the cold, that you weren't getting some sort of information. The Two of Swords for me is when it's a conversation that should happen between two people, but instead you have to finish it in your own head. And I feel like that's basically what you had to do with this person, because they have this delusional sort of manifest destiny of like, my way is the best way. It's the only way to live. And if not, then, it's sort of a scorched earth policy. So I feel like you've been dealing with someone like that. And because of that, a conversation that should have taken place with this individual, you had to do by yourself in your own head. So it looks like the emotional depths that you're in are sort of in a mental gridlock about it. Let's see, what's the light energy here? What's the light energy? We have Minin using electro shower and stone energy in reverse. This is a special kind of fighting energy. So yeah, I feel like you're basically saying like, if I fight, it's like fighting with a stone, it's like talking to a brick wall. So I feel like you're like, it's not worth the fighting energy. It's fighting energy in reverse. With Minin using electro shower, I feel like it's not worth fighting, because basically all that happened was, this is the negative ion Pokemon. So I feel like, Electro Shower is like electric energy that's being showered in, which is, you know, the solar plexus. It's the ego. So it's basically like, okay, well, all it is just an ego shower. When it's fighting, it's like talking to a brick wall, but their ego just sort of siphons this energy. And I feel like that's why you had to sort of, again, finish it in your own head. It says, it cheers on friends. If its friends are losing, its body lets off more and more sparks. Yeah, so I feel like you had to, you know, like if this person feels like this manifest destiny sort of thing isn't working, then they would try to siphon sort of your energy, maybe through fighting or whatever it may be. Let's see, what's the shadow here? Okay, we have parasect using X scissor. Yeah, so parasect is saying that this is a parasitic relationship that, you know, on the heart chakra here. With X scissor, I feel like this is you know, X scissor kind of gives me the same vibes as the Two of Swords. I feel like this is someone that you have cut out. It could be an X, but I feel like you've given them the snip. So the thing is, I feel like there's some energy here of like wishing that you didn't have to cut them off in some sort of way. Even though you may recognize that it is a parasitic relationship on the heart chakra. It says the larger the mushroom on its back grows, the stronger the mushroom spores that it scatters. Yeah, so I feel like, again, you've dealt with this person with this manifest destiny sort of mindset. And it's like the more that you feed them, the more that this parasitic energy grows. And you may have noticed that even fighting them, it actually feeds their ego. And they're able to, you know, spore out and reach more individuals or whatever it is, how they get their, you know, fix, how they feed. And it's like you notice that even if it's negative energy that you're giving to them, it's still feeding them in some sort of way, is the energy that I feel there. All right, let's see what's keeping you stuck. Again, I'm feeling like that you just wish that it didn't have to be this way. Let's see, what's keeping Taurus stuck? Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you don't want to feel this heartbreak. You know, it's breaking your heart, but you don't want to feel it. And the Sun in reverse, yeah, you know, it's bringing you down. It feels like you can't find the light in the situation. You know, that, of course, not everything is going to be sunshine, right? But this is definitely, you know, not wanting to feel the hurt here and not being able to see the light. So this can be like depression. I don't necessarily feel like depression, but it feels like an avoidance of wanting to feel these negative emotions. Let's see what's the light energy here. Trainer, all night party. Yeah, so it seems like what you're doing is you might be going out with friends and partying all night in order to avoid your emotions. Trainer indicates somebody else's energy, right? So it looks like somebody else might be like, hey, let's go party, let's do this. It is going right to the Minen, which talks about, you know, friends are losing sparks. So it's possible maybe that you see this other person that's like partying with other people, but I feel like it's your energy as well, where you're just kind of like avoiding it. We do have the full moon back here with Cresselia, which is like the crescent moon Pokemon, even though it's a full moon. So I feel like you're very much more tuned in to the moon right now rather than the sun. So you might be like sleeping in and things like that. Coming out in the shadow, Zorua using Scratch and Nasty Plot. Yeah, you know, in the shadow, this is a dark type, okay, using Scratch. So it's basically, I always take that as like hurting. So it's like you don't want to feel the scratches on your heart chakra. You don't want to feel how this is going to break your heart because, again, it feels like you don't really want to cut them off, even though you know that you have to. You're stuck in the Two of Swords. You don't want to go to the Three of Swords next, right? But in order to get to the Four of Swords, you know, having a stable foundation, you are going to have to move through these Three of Swords, which is that heartbreak. With Nasty Plot, again, it feels like you kind of want to deny the fact that they have, you know, this dark, nasty plotting energy. It's like maybe you don't want to believe like, wow, they plotted this the whole time that XYZ would happen, that they, you know, wanted to do this or hurt me or steal from me or whatever it may be, right? So yeah, I definitely feel what's keeping you stuck is this darkness, this shadow, you know, dark energy that's remaining in the shadow because you don't want to bring it to light right now because it hurts too much. So instead, it's just easier to hang out with friends and party. It says, it changes so that it looks just like a foe, tricks it, and then uses that opportunity to flee. Yeah, you've been bamboozled, you know, is the energy that I'm getting, and you don't really want to accept that that's what happened to you. Which, you know, when people trick us and things like that, if, you know, they, you know, deceive us and stuff, that's not a reflection on us of, you know, in any sort of way. It's a reflection on that person. It doesn't mean that we're, you know, any less smart or lovable or anything like that. But yeah, there definitely is some, you know, shadow work there that will need to be done. So in the extended, we're going to take a look into how we can bring you out of this emotional death and overcome, you know, what's keeping you stuck, and then some advice for you healing this wound. So let's see what Mother Moon has to say here. We have, you and your loved ones are safe in reverse, and a win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, I feel like this is the angels, you know, just like further impressing here that this person is not safe to be around. You and your loved ones are not safe around this individual with this manifest destiny, you know, like their moral superiority is what it feels like, or their sense of moral superiority. And there's no way to have a win-win outcome with them. So, you know, I feel like you need to hear that. If it feels like it's gotten to this point, right, where you knew you had to walk away. So obviously you exhausted other options, and there's nothing that you could have done in order to make this a win-win outcome. You did have to leave in order to make sure that you and your loved ones are safe. All right, let's take a look in the black mirror to head into the extended. This is going to reflect back some of the shadow work. We have sacrifice. Yeah. So I feel like that is part of, you know, it's like this X-scissor type energy. She's even holding that sword. I feel like there's this energy of like you did so much and there was so much history, and everything that you've sacrificed for whoever this is in the situation is why you don't want to move on. It's like, I've sacrificed so much. Like, what? Now I have to sacrifice even them now after I've sacrificed so much of myself for them, sort of thing. And the answer is yes, there is going to need to be some things that you will have to sacrifice in order to move on and heal this wound. Okay, we are going to head into the extended and look deeper into how to heal this. If you would like to follow me there, the link is in the description box below. Please remember to hit that like button if this resonates, and hopefully you guys will be #1 again next month. Thank you again for all of your support. So anyway, if you'd like to follow me, the link is in the description box below. If we part ways here, good luck with the situation. I'm sending you so much love, a big hug, and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.